The first thing that when you open up the SketchUp view, what you will see is that this area that is basically the place that you draw your 3D models and then put the personage, trees or other stuff within that area. And there are some default basically tools up here. Down on the bottom there is something called the status um, area in the SketchUp, that basically the status line, that this status line is going to tell you what's happening right at the moment in the scene. So for example, if I choose, for example, line tool, this status line will tell me that it's going to be the first command for the SketchUp will be where I'm going to start my line. So if I click here and then I start going around, it asks me for a second point or second end or entering the value of that line. So basically helping me navigating through the tools if I don't know about the tools inputs. The other thing down here is the area called length. That area is basically, or measurement, sometimes it's measurement, it's basically give me the option to provide some direct input if I want to know exactly what's the number, what is the length of the line, or what's going to be the size of the rectangle that I'm putting in. On the top part, you have this like a default windows that you can that organize all the tools and commands in SketchUp. So the first one is basically talking about how we open up a new file or saving up or geolocate a file, importing, exporting things. The second part is the edit, which is going through like selecting object, locking, hiding some object, making a group or components. In the view menu, you'll have what you see in the centerpiece or the design area of your SketchUp, which basically going to, like for example, showing the hidden geometry or not showing the hidden geometry, showing the section cuts or axis or guide. It also gives you the option to show the like for example shadow or fog and how it's going to be the edge look like or the face look like when you are working in your scene. Second piece is actually going through navigation system of this the drawing area, which is going to be like for example orbiting or pan or zoom or trying to change the full of view or trying to position your camera around or even changing the system that's basically the object within that scene going to be look like. It could be a parallel projection, it could be 2-point perspective or a regular perspective. Under the draw menu you have like a basic tool for drawing like a 2D object, like including the line, arc, shapes, all those stuff. In addition to that, in the tools menu, you'll have a list of different tools that we're going to go over later on in the course, including the moving objects, selecting objects, rotating them, scaling them, and then you can use push and pull to create 3D object out of 2D object. Under the window menu, you'll have a set of tools that you basically can tools hanging around your drawing area. So for example, right now I have this default tray turning on there. You see that on the right side. If I just click on the right, you'll see that that goes off. So I'm gonna go back to the window, then default tray, and I'm gonna show that. And then on the under the window default tray, you see that list of the things, list of the menu that is basically is on under my default tray, including the entry info, the material, the component style, and all those things that I can turn on and off the things that I basically want them and want to use them. One of the things that is very helpful, especially on the default tray, is the instructor. So I'm going to leave that instructor on, and I will show you later on how these things going to work. Extension, if you add any sort of a already set up tools that some other developer created and you want to taking advantage of it, these are the place that they're going to show up. And then here it is in the help option. You have you can add and check for the update or check your system or even have a more access to more comprehensive sets of help. So as I mentioned, if I, for example, click one of the tools down here or here, and I don't know what's the tool gonna be look like, what you see on the default tray is something called instructor. So if I open up that instructor, you see that it's give me the brief description of how I can use that tool. So for example, if I go and click on there, like for example, rectangle, that instructor section will be changed, and it's gonna show me how I can use that specific tool.